Now here's Tesla. Now Tesla kind of, Tesla always likes to, well, not always, but sometimes it does its own thing. So on Tesla, I mean, yeah, right at 9:30, a rejection, but quickly found its footing and some support, and called a bid, and then just ran up. You feel me? Like basically straight up. And I mean, look at that. You're talking about from what, like 177, even at the lows, like what, 176, got down as low as like 170, 176.30s, and then straight up to 186.44 was the high. So we're talking about 10 points, like $10 straight up. And I mean, Tesla always gives you decent volatility to trade off of. But I mean, that thing is, super volatile. And if you're not careful, you can get chopped up really quick trading Tesla. But bro, look at this thing. Kind of looks more like the Myrna chart, the Moderna chart from earlier. But even I feel like clearer price action because, yeah, everything kind of rejected and sold off or washed out a little bit off the open, found some support, and then straight up or grinded up, crossing over VWAP to 9 and the 120, even previous close, and getting up here to the top of the range, which looks like was about 186, and just topping out, topping out. So when you see that, especially like on a higher time frame, like a 5 minute or higher, just topping out, refusing to go any higher, and then you see some wicks on top, you can almost assume that that is going to be your short term top of the range, and that if we don't break out soon, that thing's just gonna reject and fade, which it did. But notice it faded, cracked the 9, cracked VWAP, came up under VWAP, and the same thing, just consolidating up underneath VWAP. And you see me just kind of trying to like look at the levels, trying to put some levels in. I'm gonna figure out what my hotkey is for trend lines. I believe it's shift and left click. But look, you can see it. So basically, like the same setup for the most part on all these large caps or mega caps. I know there's a way to like have default trend lines, like the color that I want, maybe for support or resistance or for key levels. TSM now, look at this thing. So 9:30, I mean, that thing didn't even sell off like that. I mean, this is pre-market. And then right here at 9:30, it seems like it may have tried to wash out or sell off a little bit, but it was ultimately bought back up and then just put in a series of higher lows, getting up here to previous close and rejecting, but was immediately bought back up again, previous close again, rejected, and then kind of washed out a little bit. But I mean, you can see from all these wicks that, I mean, it was basically like a lot of indecision and just a battle between the Bulls and the Bears. But I mean, you see a series of higher lows right here, but then this rejection, and then consolidation, another bullish candle. Seeing all these wicks up here, rejecting off a previous close, would have more than likely had me leaning towards the direction of a rejection. And obviously that's what happened. But just like all the other large caps, after that initial rejection, we did find some support and then grind up towards the upside. And here's UNG, energy play, and here's the VIX. I mean, not a lot of volume on that thing. And then here's me. I flipped back to Apple. And again, I'm just basically just looking at the price action and seeing how the platform responds and stuff. Here's Apple on the 15-minute. Look, on the highs right here at this point. So market was super bullish around this time. Looks like 12:45. And then I'm just kind of flipping through again. But look at AMD. Like, now that chart looks different than the other ones. off the open, that thing just rejected, off of VWAP in the 9, already under the 120, and just freaking dumped all the way down. So look, previous closes up here. Looks like about 97.75, 97.80s or 90s right here. This line, that's previous close. That thing just dumped from up there all the way down to 92.90s. So decent range today. And obviously there's a lot of volatility in the markets because of the bank runs and bailouts and all this uncertainty, fear and doubt that's in the markets, aka FUD. But even AMD, washed out all the way to the bottom of the range, but found the bottom and then started grinding back up. And I mean, you can kind of see right here, look, to the upside, broke back down, up underneath VWAP with the consolidation. So even on AMD, you're seeing it. And look, you could see this level. So straight across here, I'll say about 94 flat. Nice round number, psychological level, whole number, whole dollar amount, the 94 right there. So washout, bearish with this candle opening below the previous candle, but see that wick? So they sold into it, but notice where the body terminates, right there at that 94 level, right here. And then try to come back up here again. Body terminates right there. They sold into it. Body terminates. They sold into it. Then a breakdown, but not too far. Then we broke down to like 93.25, and then back towards the upside. And then here's that fade where the rest of the market faded as well, but catching a bid and finding a footing and or support up underneath VWAP and consolidating. So right here, you can see that level straight across right there. And that's Amazon. Same thing, look. Consolidation right under VWAP. You see me trying to put that level in there. Look, looks like 96.40s. And here's Baba. I mean, basically same thing. But look, reject all the way towards the upside, then the fade. All right, and then here's where I came back in at the end of the trading period to kind of see that 10 minutes of terror. Just the responsiveness of the platform. And obviously there's a lot of volatility and volume and a lot going on, around this time. So, and plus I want to see obviously what that price action looks like going into the close. So here's Apple on the 5-minute. Look, right here on the highs, made a new high, it looks like. Oh, no. Well, no, that's AMD. So, again, this is the end of the day. So, 1530s, I believe that's 330. So, we're like in the last 10 minutes of the trading period. And you seen that volume? Look right here. Hold up. Let me go back. All right, yeah, Apple looks like it was on the high. And then here's AMD. Look, after that freaking major dump, found some support, a little consolidation station, and or support, and then towards the upside, crossing over the 9 and VWAP, still under the 120. But I mean, obviously that's a bullish pattern. But I feel like if we're below the 120, like, you got to be cautious if you're buying dips. And look, just straight up. I mean, another thing you can do is just, from the support down here and from the low, just draw a little trend line. And as long as we hold the trend is your friend. You see me putting in the level, look, 94.08. It's where we came down, boom, and kind of like found some support down here, chopped around. So support down here, little intraday resistance right here as we're putting in higher lows and crossing over the 9 and VWAP. You know what I mean? That's an elevating factor, especially that's an elevating factor to go ahead and maybe take a long position, maybe for a quick scalp, because you have support down here, right? Then we are putting in higher lows, crossing over the 9 EMA and VWAP, you feel me? And also we have increasing volume. So those are 3 elevating factors for a bullish thesis, at least for a quick scalp, because like I said, we're still under the 120.